Welcome to all. Today I am discussing about the topic hybridoma technology and monoclonal antibody production. Before studying about the topic, we have to know about the term hybridoma. Hybridoma is a hybrid cells created by the fusion of B lymphocyte cells and myeloma cells. So the resulting hybrid cells have the ability of both of the two different cell types. B lymphocyte cell can produce a large amount of antibodies and myeloma cells can divide indefinitely. So the hybrid cells are able to produce antibodies and also they can divide indefinitely. Then the hybridoma technology. Hybridoma technology is a method of producing large numbers of monoclonal antibodies. What are the monoclonal antibodies? It is a single type of antibodies having the same antigenic determinant produced by a single hybridoma clone is called monoclonal antibodies. Simply, it is an antibody which can determine a single type of epitope on antigen, and also they are produced by a single type of hybridoma clone, that is monoclonal antibody. What is an epitope? This is a structure of an antibody. An antibody contains a antigen binding or antigen recognizing site called paratope, and also in antigen there is an antibody binding or antibody recognizing site that is called epitope. If an antibody can determine a single type of epitope, that is called monoclonal antibody, or if an antibody can determine more than a single type of epitope, that is called polyclonal antibody. We have to discuss about the monoclonal antibody. So the hybridoma technology is the production of monoclonal antibody. It was discovered by George Kohler and Cesar Milstein in 1975. Then the procedure of hybridoma technology. First, production of hybridoma. First of all, we have to create antigen of interest against which we have to produce antibody. For this purpose, we use organisms such as mice, rat, rabbit, etc. The organism is immunized through repeated injection of specific antigen. These generate B cells in their spleens, and after some days, these B lymphocytes are isolated and extracted from the immunized mice or rabbit. ഇങ്ങനെ നമുക്കപ്പോൾ ബി ലിംഫോസൈറ്റ് സെൽസിന് കിട്ടി. ഈ ബി ലിംഫോസൈറ്റ്സ് നമുക്ക് കുറഞ്ഞ അളവിൽ ആൻറ്റിബോഡി പ്രൊഡ്യൂസ് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റും. ബട്ട് ഈ ബി ലിംഫോസൈറ്റ്സ് ആർ മോർട്ടൽ. സോ ആഫ്റ്റർ വീക്സ് they will die. For solving this problem, we use hybridoma cells. Then the next step is the isolation of myeloma cells. Myeloma cells are fast growing large cells of hematopoietic portion of bone marrow. Myeloma cells are collected from bone. Here we use HGPRT mutant myeloma cells. ഇവിടെ HGPRT മ്യൂട്ടൻ മൈലോമ സെൽസ് യൂസ് ചെയ്യുന്നത് സെലക്ഷൻ പ്രൊസീജിയറിൽ ഹെൽപ്പിന് വേണ്ടിയിട്ടാണ്. അതിനെക്കുറിച്ച് നമ്മൾ സെലക്ഷൻ പ്രൊസീജിയർ പറയുമ്പം ഡിസ്കസ് ചെയ്യും. Then the third step is a fusion of B lymphocytes and myeloma cells. The B lymphocytes and myeloma cells are mixed and treated with a polyethylene glycol as a fusagen. This polyethylene glycol brings the two cells together and induces their fusion. As a result, hybrids are formed. There is not only hybridoma cells, there is also antigen specific B cells in an unfused state, myeloma cells in an unfused state, and fused B cells and fused myeloma cells. We need only hybridoma cells. ബാക്കിയുള്ളതെല്ലാം നമുക്ക് ഈ കൾച്ചറിൽ നിന്ന് ഒഴിവാക്കണം. So a selection procedure is required. For this purpose, we use HAT media. HAT medium contain hypoxanthine, aminopterin and thymidine. Before understanding how selection procedure works, we have to know basic things. That is, for replication, a cell needs nucleotides. Nucleotides are produced by two pathways, by de novo pathway and salvage pathway. In de novo pathway, nucleotides are produced by using activated ribose, amino acids, ATP, etc. But aminopterin can block this pathway by blocking a key enzyme in this pathway. So in HAT media, the cells can produce nucleotides by de novo pathway. So they produce nucleotides by using salvage pathway. In salvage pathway, hypoxanthine, thymidine, and an enzyme HGPRT are required for producing nucleotides. So HGPRT positive cells would survive while HGPRT negative or HGPRT mutant cells would die. Then the selection procedure. B lymphocytes contain a gene HGPRT1 that encodes an enzyme hypoxanthine guanine phosphoribosyl transferase, that is HGPRT, involved in synthesis of nucleotides from hypoxanthine. After fusion, cell suspension treated with a fresh medium and centrifugal to remove fused agent. Then suspension is diluted with a medium containing hypoxanthine, aminopterin and thymidine, that is HAT medium. The diluted suspension is distributed into wells of a multi-well plate and plate is incubated at 25 to 29 degrees Celsius for 2 or 3 weeks. The plate is visualized for cell clumps. Only hybrid cells can survive and divide in HAT medium because they are capable of producing nucleotides by using hypoxanthine and thymidine and also divide indefinitely as the characteristic feature of myeloma cells. These cell clumps are allowed to grow till each clone attains 500 or more cells. Here, only hybridoma cells are left. ബാക്കിയുള്ള 4 cells eventually die. That is, myeloma cells in unfused state and fused myeloma cells will die eventually because they are HGPRT mutant. And like antigen-specific B cells in unfused state and fused B cells also will die because they are mortal. The next step is the screening of hybridoma cells. We have to screen the specificity of hybridoma cells. For this we use ELISA. The wells of a multi-well plates are coated with an antigen that was used to immunize the mouse. A small of medium was taken from each well having hybridoma and poured into antigen-coated well. Antibodies bind with epitope of antigen and form antigen-antibody complex. The unbound antibodies are washed out. Then a secondary antibody that specifically bind with mouse antibody is linked with an enzyme. Then it is poured into wells. The secondary antibody bind with the primary antibody and unbound secondary antibody is washed out. The colorless compound on which the linked enzyme act is added to the wells. Those wells giving positive color change indicates that the corresponding wells in original plate have hybridoma. Then these hybridomas are taken and subcultured in suitable culture media. So we have to get hybridoma cells. From these hybridoma cells, we have to produce monoclonal antibodies. Here, monoclonal antibodies are produced by 2 methods. The first one, in vivo method. In vivo method, the hybridoma cells are injected into the body of mice through intramuscular injection. These are grown in a lab for 3 or 4 weeks. Then the monoclonal antibodies are isolated from it. ഈ ഓർഗാനിസത്തിൽ നമ്മൾ ഇഞ്ചെക്ട് ചെയ്ത ഹൈബ്രിഡോമ സെൽസ് monoclonal antibody പ്രൊഡ്യൂസ് ചെയ്യും. അതിനുശേഷം after 3 or 4 weeks the monoclonal antibodies are isolated and extracted from these organisms. The second method, by using fermenter. Hybridoma cells are cultured in a large fermenter using chemically defined complex medium. This medium contains all vitamins, minerals required for their culture. Then the monoclonal antibodies are collected from these culture. Applications of monoclonal antibodies. The monoclonal antibodies are widely used in research tools. In genetic engineering, monoclonal antibodies are used to screen recombinant, and in immunological studies, antibodies are used to identify various cell types involving in immune response and to detect interactions among them. Monoclonal antibodies are used to determine structure of cell membrane. The next, they are used in immunoassay, ELISA and immunofluorescence assay in research to identify and detect some target products. Then, in clinical diagnosis, monoclonal antibodies are used as diagnostic kits for childhood diarrhea, malaria, and cancers in gastrointestinal tract, pancreas, breast, stomach, etc. The third, in treatment of severe diseases, the cancers of lungs, breast, pancreas are cured by using monoclonal antibodies. That's all about the monoclonal antibodies. Thank you.